The Leaning Tower of Pisa, built over 800 years ago by Italians. It's still standing strong, but now it's tilting south at 0.1 centimeters per year. What's behind this? Was it a mistake or intentional? Back in the 12th century, Pisa celebrated defeating the Arabs. Once they won, they planned to build a 55-meter-tall bell tower next to the Pisa Cathedral. The tower is made of 32,000 marble pieces, with nearly 300 steps spiraling upwards inside. They reached the top, but the question is, why did the engineers build such a leaning tower over 1,000 years ago? City is a coastal town connected to waterways and the sea. The city's distance from the coast increased due to sediment buildup and natural shoreline changes. Mud slowly engulfed the boats, creating vast swamps. The engineers back then thought the soil was strong enough to support the tower's construction. The sandy swamp is a legacy of adaptability. It's like building blocks on a sponge. Any imbalance can cause a tilt. So when they were building the third level of the tower, it started to slightly tilt on its own. The craftsmen were all puzzled, and to make matters worse, Pisa was caught in years of war. The project was abandoned for a century until 1272 when it was rediscovered. The Leaning Tower seemed unstable, but a smart guy suggested just reinforcing the north side to fix it. Add more bricks to weigh down the tower and straighten it up to counteract the tilt. As expected, the whole tower didn't straighten up. Instead, it bent permanently like a banana. Afterwards, this tower started leaning more and more, with its angle increasing yearly. The Leaning Tower's collapse is inevitable. But how did engineers delay it? In 1990, when the Leaning Tower of Pisa tilted to 5.5 degrees, measures were taken to prevent collapse. Due to collapse risks, engineers decided to close the Leaning Tower of Pisa immediately. First, they secured the clock on the tower because it swings horizontally. When all the bells swing together, it causes the tower to experience increased force in one direction. Crack! Adding 600 tons of lead to the north side of the tower reduced its tilt by 0.1 degrees. This way, we can temporarily manage the situation, but it's not enough long-term. Engineers added 10 steel cables and extended them 46 meters to anchor to the massive underground base. The soil here is very loose, so engineers decided to reinforce the foundation. Injecting liquid nitrogen into the soil can freeze the foundation, but when the soil froze, the north foundation expanded, destabilizing the entire tower. To fix this mistake, we had to add another 300 tons of lead. Engineers secured heavy steel cables around it to prevent the tower from collapsing. Carefully dig a tunnel on the north side of the tower. The base pressure helps tilt the tower the other way, reducing its lean. Engineers can keep using this method to straighten the tower completely. The famous Leaning Tower of Pisa reopened to the public in 2001 after maintenance. The angle is usually kept around 35 degrees to maintain the beauty of this flawed masterpiece. Keep leaning steadily on its unique legendary Y sign.